Everyone thinks hearing is simple. Sound goes in, you hear it. They're catastrophically wrong. The truth is far stranger. Right now, invisible waves are crashing against the side of your head, literally, constantly. But your ear doesn't just passively receive them. It's an architect of perception, a translator working in real time, converting pure physics into the rich, dimensional world of sound you experience every waking moment. Let's start with what most people miss. That part of your ear you can actually see and touch, the outer ear or auricle. It's not there just for show. It's a funnel, a biological antenna. Those curves and ridges aren't decorative. They're engineered to catch sound waves from specific directions and channel them inward, amplifying some frequencies while dampening others before a single vibration reaches deeper. Then comes the ear canal itself, a narrow, slightly curved tunnel about the length of a pinky finger. This isn't passive plumbing either. The shape matters. The curves matter. They create resonances, like a bottle when you blow across it, naturally boosting certain frequencies that matter most for human speech and survival sounds. Your ear canal is already editing the signal before it arrives at the eardrum. At the end of that canal sits the eardrum, or tympanum if you're being formal. It's a membrane so thin, so delicate, that it vibrates in response to pressure changes smaller than a nanometer. A nanometer, that's 1/1000th of a meter. The softest sound you can hear moves your eardrum less than the width of a hydrogen atom. And yet it registers, it travels, it becomes thought. When that eardrum vibrates, it sets off a chain reaction that seems almost too elegant to be real. 3 tiny bones, the ossicles, named the hammer, anvil, and stirrup for their shapes, transmit those vibrations deeper into the inner ear. They are the smallest bones in your body. Together, they weigh less than a grain of rice. Yet they are performing acoustic engineering, amplifying vibrations by a factor of roughly 30. This is where it gets truly remarkable. Those vibrations pass into the inner ear, where they meet a structure called the cochlea, a spiral, fluid-filled chamber shaped like a snail shell. Inside, it runs a ribbon of tissue called the basilar membrane, studded with roughly 16,000 hair cells. These aren't hairs you'd recognize. They're microscopic sensory organs, each one tuned to a specific frequency. Here's the magic. Different frequencies vibrate different parts of the basilar membrane. Low frequencies, a bass drum, a man's voice, vibrate the wide part near the beginning. High frequencies, a whistle, a bird call, vibrate the narrow part at the spiral's tip. Your ear is literally mapping sound into space. It's a frequency map, a living spectrogram. When a hair cell vibrates, it bends. And when it bends, it opens ion channels, tiny molecular gates. Charged particles flood in. An electrical signal fires. That signal races along the auditory nerve to your brain at speeds up to 100 meters per second. From the moment a sound wave hits your outer ear to the moment your brain registers it, roughly 30 milliseconds have passed. But here's what most people don't realize. Your brain doesn't receive a simple recording. It receives thousands of electrical signals, each one corresponding to a specific frequency, at a specific moment, from a specific location on the basilar membrane. Your brain then reconstructs the entire soundscape from these fragments. You're not hearing sound, you're interpreting it. The timing is crucial too. Your 2 ears receive sound at slightly different times and intensities depending on where the source is located. Your brain is constantly comparing these microsecond differences, sometimes as small as a fraction of a millisecond, to pinpoint where sound is coming from in 3-dimensional space. This is why stereo sounds immersive, why you can locate a voice in a crowded room. And there's more still. Your ear canal isn't stationary. When you tilt your head, those curves shift. The resonance patterns change. Your brain tracks these head movements and uses them to further refine where sounds are coming from. Hearing isn't just passive reception, it's an active process. Your whole head is part of the instrument. The complexity doesn't stop there. Your brain is also constantly predicting what it expects to hear based on context, memory, and attention. If you're in a conversation at a party, your brain actively suppresses background noise, the cocktail party effect. It's not that you stop hearing the noise. Your auditory system is actively filtering it out, prioritizing the voice you're listening to. This is why damage to any part of the system, the outer ear, the ossicles, the cochlea, or the auditory nerve, creates different kinds of hearing loss. Damage to the outer or middle ear causes conductive loss. Damage to the cochlea or nerve causes sensorineural loss. They're fundamentally different problems requiring different solutions because they're interrupting the signal at different stages of translation. What's even more fascinating is that your ear canal adapts. With practice, musicians train their ears to detect subtle frequency differences. Speakers of tonal languages like Mandarin develop enhanced pitch discrimination because their language requires it. Your auditory system is plastic. It learns. It rewires itself based on how you use it. Even more remarkable, your ear is working in reverse too. When you produce sound, when you speak or sing, your brain monitors the vibrations through your skull and ear canals simultaneously. This internal feedback loop lets you adjust your voice in real time without needing to hear yourself through the air. It's why your voice sounds different when you hear a recording. The entire system, from the curve of your auricle to the firing of auditory neurons in your brain, is an unseen symphony happening in milliseconds. Every sound you've ever heard has traveled this path. Every conversation, every song, every warning cry has been translated from physics into perception through this astonishingly precise biological apparatus. The next time you hear something, really hear it and pause for a moment. Think about the journey that sound took. From invisible waves to vibrating membranes to electrical signals to conscious experience. Your ear isn't just receiving sound. It's translating the invisible world into the lived experience of being human. That's not simple at all. That's extraordinary. Subscribe so you don't miss the next hidden science behind the everyday.